Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is the Captain speaking here on Capnclydes MTG. We got a little bit to go over while we have this nice slow weekend ahead of us of the spoiler season. We have more leaks coming out of possible more, we'll say, spaceship cards or Edge of Eternity style sets coming to Magic. And we have some card spikes from, Edge of Eternities, which, to be fair, we should have seen this shit coming. So before we get started, don't forget, comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. The comments down below feed that YouTube algorithm. Also, links in the description. eBay TCG player. Become a YouTube member like my boy Sawyer. Get you some sweet deals and whatnot. Speaking of whatnot, you guys are probably going to see this probably a couple hours before our live stream goes. For my first whatnot to see if I can actually sell any shit on whatnot and probably run a giant catastrophe of a live stream. But hey, if you want to see some funny shit, you probably ought to come check it out because I'm sure I'm going to screw it up somehow. Anyway, also links in the description, other ways to support the channel. You can also go to the Otaku shop. 10% off, Capnclydes the code. Get your sweet anime, whatever they have. They've got so much shit, I can't even tell you. I can't tell you how much shit they got. They got so much shit. So yeah, go check it out. Supports the channel, give you 10% off. I appreciate it. So let's start off with Edge of Eternities and, well, spaceships shit. A interesting leak that was posted online. I'm not sure how true this is, but this looks like Magic the Gathering CCG Universes Beyond Star Trek Play Booster Display. Commander decks, collector box, bundles. So, I've looked into this and I've heard several different stories about what this really is. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to feed you anything I don't understand. And to be fair, I don't even know if any of this is real. There's so much AI shit out there right now. I don't even know. However, since we have moved into Edge of Eternities and we have hit space, it would seem to make sense to have a set to go along with it that was, well, space themed. And, well, Star Trek is definitely that. No, not Star Wars. As cool as that would be, I don't think Star Trek probably has a CCG game of some kind. But then again, so did Final Fantasy. I think this makes sense that would be real because, let's be honest, Edge of Eternities would be a good way to kind of, well, dip your toes, if you will, into space opera style CCG themes. And I mean, Star Trek, Firefly, God, we have Firefly, it'd be fucking awesome. And all kinds of other spacefaring sci-fi, we'll say IPs, intellectual properties, could be up for grabs now that Edge of Eternity appears to be doing well. I know people are like, oh, everybody cut back the orders. They thought it was going to be shit, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't think it was going to be shit. I just thought that because, well, you had Final Fantasy before it and it was god-awful priced. Marvel's going to be after it. It's going to be god-awful priced. There wouldn't be any money left in the middle for Edge of Eternities. However, it appears that people are very interested in the set, and some people who did not order it because of what I just told you and that kind of assumption, which we've seen in the past, are now regretting not getting it. But it's too late. A lot of the, well, print run has been cut back. Now, that doesn't mean they can't just make more play boosters. That's not a big deal. But it is for collector boxes, and that may be where the problem lies. So, this is interesting. We'll have to wait to see how it flushes out. I thought I'd bring it up again. You know, just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's real. Jesus Christ, people need to read that. But hey, this could be legit, and to be fair, I'm kind of interested because I do have my favorites in Star Trek. Do you? Put them down below. So, with that being said, let's talk about card spikes. So, Final Fantasy is still causing some waves. So this is the Beacon of Immortality. It's from Fifth Dawn. There's several reprints of this. This is just kind of the original one, really, that's seen the biggest spike. It's up to almost $10. It was down around the $7 range. And what it does, white and 5, instant, double target player's life total, shuffle Beacon of Immortality into the owner's library. Obviously, this is not going to be played in any legitimate format. However, in Commander, the fun can begin. And you may be asking yourself, well, okay, Captain, this seems cool and all. But if you're at 5 life, it only goes to 10, yada, yada, yada. And in Commander, what good would this be if you have a whole deck of gain life? How are you supposed to kill somebody? Well, there's plenty of ways to do that. However, in Commander, I think the one thing we need to realize is that this card came out. Blue and a white for a 2/2 with lifelink. That says at the beginning of your end step, each opponent mills X cards, where X is the amount of life you've gained this turn. So you double your life total and you gain 24 cards. It becomes very easy to mill your opponent out. Not to mention, if your whole deck is nothing but life gain, and say you gain 50 cards, you could half deck somebody in Commander. So, we'll say, how would you put it? Shenanigans are afoot. So yeah, people are having fun with it. Don't expect it to be too serious, but at the same time, if you see this guy drop on the battlefield, better buckle up, Buttercup, because shit's about to get real, and you better have a counterspell. So, because also notice it says amount of life you gain, not how much you lost. So if they gain 40 life and you lightning bolt them, you don't get 3 less milled cards because they still gain that much life. So, you have to let all them shenanigans fly before they gain the life. But anyway, point being, it's funny, and well, I hope it doesn't happen to me because I'd be very, very irate. Just gonna put that out there. Now, with that, Edge of Eternities has, well, let's be fair, caused the normal spikes that it would in, well, slivers. Because guess what? Slivers are back in Edge of Eternities, causing a lot of the slivers to pick it up a notch, we'll say. This sweet $2 Lazotep sliver from Commander Masters has got real good, real quick. The 4-mana 4/4 that gives sliver creatures you control Flick 2, and whenever a non-token sliver you control die, amass 2 slivers, has become very popular. Because, well, in Commander, this thing's a beast. And the new sliver card that just, well, quite simply, spits out 2 slivers every turn from Edge of Eternities is going to be the real deal. And this is just one of the sliver cards that's starting to spike. As we also have another one currently seeing the high rise, which, believe it or not, is the Sliver Gravemother, which says this sliver rule doesn't apply to slivers. The legend rule doesn't apply to slivers you control. And each sliver creature card in your graveyard has Encore. Ooh, boy. In Encore, in case you didn't know, if you read the card here, it says you take the card from your graveyard. For each opponent, you create a copy of that card that is attacking this turn. If able, they gain haste. You sacrifice them to gain your next end step, which is a great way to say, I'm going to give my slivers all the abilities, even after your wrath. Now, yeah, Encore of 5 is a bit much. But let's be fair. If you've got a graveyard full of slivers, pulling them out 1, 2 at a time, when you have a artifact that's spitting out 2 a turn is pretty good. So this thing has took a considerable spike from $6 because as cool as it is, it's not as cool as the other slivers, up to $25, which is quite the climb, we'll say. Now, some of these prices may come back down. Some of them may not. Some may even go higher. We'll have to wait and see. But as more leaks come out and slivers get back on the menu, we might be in store for, well, the normal card spikes and slivers anytime new slivers are created. So, Um, with that being said, stay tuned for my future broadcast where we'll probably have the same conversation with Eldrazi. Because guess what else is in Edge of Eternities? So, don't forget, until next time, be kind. And as always, hope to see you across from the game table. Gee, Sliver's going up because they printed Slivers back into standard. Who'd have thought? Ugh.